Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Muhammad Asad Ali Khan. I will perform the Lab 7 activity by screen recording. Lecture recorded video. This is my university ID, front, and this is back. Here is my introduction. Muhammad Asad Ali Khan, 19 PwC IV5248 is my registration number, university ID. My email section T and subjects of computer programming for civil engineering, Python, and assignment is to perform the class 7 activity. And task is to record the audio screen section recording covering the lecture 7 context. So I am opening the Jupyter Lab from here and open a new file, and we will discuss about the we have discussed about the functions in lecture 7. And what is function? Function is like a mini program which can accept arguments and inputs, and based on calculation it may or may not return a result. So it is called function, and we have defined the function of equations of motions. We have expressed the equation of motion in terms of function and different and we have calculated different results. So here I write first equation of motion. First equation of motion is Vf is equal to Vi plus A into T. The steric sign here is showing the multiplication which is used in programming, and I commented this first time because I do not want to run this in my code. So let's suppose I denote the equation of motion number 1 by EOM, and here I define the function EOM. EOM is called the equation of motion number 1. I denote this by this, and that is inputs A and T. Here I use the column because the program is running further. Here it is the header part of the program, and I move toward the body part of the program. So I want the result for Vf for given Vi, A and T by using Newton's first equation of motion. This will I want to result of Vf. This will calculate the Vf result by using this formula Vi plus AT and this is a formula for checking the different values and return result for Vf and calculate the result for Vf using Vi, A and T values. So I am going to check equation of motion 1 by assigning them the values. Let's call Vi, A and T. I am going to assign them the values 2, 3 and 4. And I will check their output result, which is correct and it is working. It is 17. Okay. Now by pressing B, shortcut for another code program for another line, So I will define a function for second equation of motion now. So let us call what is second equation of motion. I will use in this code the equation second equation of motion function for s is equal to vit plus 1 by half. Here I will show the multiplication symbol stere. It is necessary in coding. Uh, s is equal to vit plus 1 by half 1 by half into a into t square into t square. Okay, so let I define the equation of motion 2 by EOM2 and denote by EOM2, and this will I will this contain the values VI, T, and A. I put the column and return VI into T plus 1 half into A to T square, or I donate also the T square by this. Return the value VI into T plus 1 by half into A into T square. This is the correct, and now I am giving the values EOM2. Let's give them the values 1, 2 and 3 and check the result. This is correct, 8.0. This will calculate the result. So now I will move towards another equation of motion by pressing the B key as a shortcut to move to the next line code. So what is the third equation of motion? S is equal to Vf square Vf square. Here is the button to use square. Vf square minus Vi square. Here is the button. Yes. Vi square, Vf square minus Vi square divided by 2a. I have commented this because I do not want to run this in my code. S is equal to Vf square minus Vi square divided by 2a. This is the equation, third equation of motion. So let us define this by and denote this by EOM number 3, equation of motion number 3, and Vf square minus Vi square divided by I am define this, and first define EOM3 VF VI and A. This is the header part column. Program run further and it will return VF here. I have defined the header in first line and defined the equation of motion number 3 and VF, VI and A. This will accept the values and it will return the result, and this is the formula VF square minus VI square divided by variable sign is divided by 2A. 2 into A. VF square minus VI square divided by 2A, and let us check EOM3 and their values 1, 2, 3. Let's suppose check the result. This is minus 0.5. This is correct. So I have checked the three equations of motion and the result is correct. Means that we are using the correct code for them, and the function is giving the values and results to us. It means that the function is true. So now I want to make a file. Let we will save the file by using percentage file command. We can create a file percentage file, and let's call this file name to be NEOM, Newton equation of motion 01, and T dot EY extension, and I want to create a file of this name, and this is the command which can create a file. Where will the file will be placed? Currently C users, and this is C user. This is the file placed, and we will run from this. And there is file placed, and we will run from this in editor. And so if we run this, it will call that this is the magic cell, as we know, and the cell is empty. And why? If we want to create a file, we will fill up the cell. So in order to create a file, let's copy this code, Control C, and paste here, Control V, and we do not give them the values because first we are creating a file. This code, copy this code and paste it here, and also copy this code and paste it here. V, Control V. Now this is showing that the file is been created of this kind, writing neom 01t.py. The file is created. Here I will check where is the file. This is the file, and I want to open with editor. Here it is. This is the file which I have created. This is done. So I want to run a module. I want to use a module how to use a module. I import N E O M 01. Let's rename this file. Rename notebook. Let's call this lab 7 practice and rename. The file is notebook is renamed, and import neom 01.py, and I want to use a module and import this file, and I will check separate eom1. 1 minute. Neom.out. I have missed the 01t, yes, and I will check the result. eom1, and assign them the values 1, 2 and 3. It is showing a little error. 1 minute. Because I write the .p extension, so there we do not write the .py extension. Import neom. I want to use the module, and I import this file, and I assign the values eom1 to 3. So let us suppose eom2 to be 3, 7 and 2. So we'll run another, and eom3 to be 2, 3 and 1. Return result. We can also use another approach to print the result. Print eom1 1, 2, 3. This will return the same result, and print eom2 and 3, 7, 2 as another result, and print eom3 2, 3 and 1 minus 2.5. So it is another approach to also use the same result of eom1. So this is how we create module. So module contains a set of functions. We have created a module which contains different values, and it is set of functions. So this is how we create a module, and this is a module by 3 different functions. So this is how we can create a module. So I have created the module and I want to verify the result of this module. This can be done like this. So let's say call this neom2 and copy this and move to the another cell and paste it here. And I am defining another function, this main. Main is the first function. मेन एक पहला फंक्शन होता है जो प्रोग्राम में एग्जीक्यूट होता है। मॉड्यूल में मेन कोड को टेस्ट करने के लिए यूज होता है। तो हम डिफरेंट वैल्यूज देंगे, लेट्स से इस तरह here I defined a main to test the result of a module. I assign the values, let's say हम ये वाली वैल्यूज उठा के यहाँ पर पेस्ट कर लेंगे। I want them to be in body and हमने मेन को डिफाइन किया है और नाउ अब हम कंडीशनल मेन को डिफाइन करना चाहते हैं। तो here I want to define conditional main further. Conditional main is a executed on the basis of condition, otherwise it is not executed. Let I define the conditional main if underscore name underscore, this is the comparison operator, if underscore name underscore is comparison operator is equal to underscore main and underscore. If name is equal to main, then the condition runs, otherwise not. इसका मतलब यह है कि अगर नेम मेन के इक्वल होगा, सेम एट इज मेन होगा, तब ये फाइल को रन करेगा, अदरवाइज नहीं करेगा। फॉर एग्जांपल अब अगर हम एज ए पाइथन स्क्रिप्ट के तौर पर इसको रन करेंगे तब ये रन करेगा, अगर एज इंपोर्ट करेंगे तो ये रन नहीं करेगा। सो दिस इज द फाइल इज क्रिएटेड and I will now run this by Python script. Here I want to add new cell and अब हम इसको एज ए पाइथन स्क्रिप्ट रन करना चाहते हैं। तो इसके लिए क्या कमांड है हमारे पास, एक्सक्लेमेशन पाइथन NEOM फाइल का नेम .py। एक मिनट, की फाइल सेव नहीं है इसलिए one minute, I have to check why the error is coming. Okay, I have missed here the T, that's why the error is causing. I forget to put the double underscore, that's why it was not running. So I first put the single underscore and now put the double underscore, that's why that error came. Now I put the double underscore, now it is correct. Now if name is equal to main, it will run uh, a code as a Python script, and if we import it, it will return no result. So it is proof that it will result it will return a result uh, if name equal to main, means if main is not equal to if name is equal to main, then the condition of main is executed, and here from print first section it will put the values and will give us the answer. And if we apply import, uh, it will not get we will not get this answer. 1 minute, I import this percentage file, or let's say 05 t dot py, and save this, saving it, neom 05 t dot py. I have to check this error. 1 minute. So this is the their cause error because I forget to write the name, and this is if name is equal to main, condition is satisfied of conditional main, then main is executed and main jumps to here, and it will execute and put the values and get the answer to us in the formula. So this is the magic command or magic cell, which is used to test the values. And if we import it, it will not give us any result. So as we run the file as a Python script, it will give us the output, and as we import it, this will not give us the output. And actually the name shows the name of the file, and if name is not equal to main, so it will not return a result, as this is not giving us the output. And Python neom05t.py, it will allow the conditional main to print or to display the result for this. And if this all the four statements are executed and conditional main is satisfied. So this is all about this section. फर्दर हम इसको थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन करना चाहते हैं, तो इसको कॉपी करेंगे Now I want to add something new in my main. I want to add system. Let's suppose this is a built-in module function. This is built-in module. Import sys system. Let's call this number one equal to sys dot argument of b and one. This store the value of one in a variable, and for number two, let's call this sys dot argument of this is for two argument of b to two. We have stored the number in a variable of sys. It will take an argument. So for number three, sys dot argument of b three. Uh, these will take the values arguments and store them in the variable, and let's we want them in point form. We want our result in points, then converts them into float. F and T float. Replace also them to print out our result as a variable of number one, number two, and number three as defined in them. We take variables and print out this EOM. Let's call this number one, number two, number three, number two, number three. Number three, and this will be executed if the four functions are correct, and we have defined there is a main, and if there also a conditional main, if name is equal to main, then this condition will be executed. So I want to run this and save this. And check the values as we have applied this import. Uh, then there is a magic command called exclamation python, and we will write the name of the file neom5t dot py. 1 minute. I have also created a file number 5. Now I call this file number 6. let's rename this file neom 06t. Now I run the magic command I exclamation python neom 05 06 dot py. I have to save the file. Yes. Why it's not opening? Uh, I have to check it. So, okay, I have applied the magic command ipython neom 06.py, and we want to execute this. So I assign values to 1, 2, and 3 as the numbers stored in the variables of arguments as in sys import built-in module. So I want to run this, and this will give us the result. I run is like the Python script. That's why name is equal to main in all of these executed and gives us the output. And I run is like import. I import it, import neom06 dot py 06t dot py. neom06t dot py. 1 minute, I have to check it. Yeah. Now if I import it, it will not return any result. And so if name is equal to main, if conditional main is satisfied, means it will return, it will run all these 4 functions, and also main is executed, and based on the numbers we assign the values as of argument of v1, argument of v into 2, argument of v and 3. We run it by Python magic cell, Python magic command. This will give us these values, and if we run it by import, and it will print nothing because of if name not equal to main, name is actually the name of the file not equal to main, then it will not return any result, as it shows import neom06.py does not show any kind of output. So this is all about this section, and now move to another section. Now we move towards another topic, which is control flow. Control flow is important in today our lecture. Control flow is basically how our code is flowing, how our code is flowing step by step from top to bottom. So we can define the control flow as a sequence of execution of code in programming is known as control flow. So we can ask मतलब कि हमारा पाइथन का प्रोग्राम किस सीक्वेंस में कोड में रन कर रहा है, किस मतलब कि किस सीक्वेंस ऑफ कोड्स में हमारा प्रोग्राम रन कर रहा है, जिसे हम कंट्रोल फ्लो कहते हैं. एक के बाद दूसरा रन होगा, दूसरे के बाद दूसरा टॉप टू बॉटम. इज कॉल्ड कंट्रोल फ्लो। अच्छा, अब हम हमारे पास एक एग्जांपल कोड है, जिससे हम इसको डिफाइन करते हैं। तो इसके लिए हम पाइथन ट्यूटर में इसको रन करेंगे और स्टेप बाय स्टेप इसकी एग्जीक्यूशन चेक करेंगे कि ये कंट्रोल फ्लो किस तरह फ्लो कर रहा है और टॉप टू बॉटम किस तरह एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा है। तो गो टू Python tutor. Here it is, and we paste our code. Check this one by one. Here we will check for visualize execution. There will be spaces for so after visualizing execution, we get that first of all the code is executed. The first of all function is defined in first step. Here it is, the function is defined, only the function is defined in first step. And there are total of so I have pasted the code, example program here to verify the flow of execution of control flow from top to bottom. So in first step, I visualize the execution and I am using Python tutor. Visualize execution, pressing visualize execution. Here two things, frames and objects. Print output, it will print output there and frame the object there. In first step, it will only define the function. There it is, it's only defining the function. In the next step, he will print the main program starts here. The output is printed here. So this is the main thing, that print 4 multiply 4 is equal to this is the percentage, as this will be changeable, this can be changed. and percentage f of 4 means the value of x in a function is 4. It will execute the value of 4 in a function. This string is replaceable when I run this. It can assign value of x in 4. It can return a value that is in 4 multiplied 4 16, and output is printed here. And the next step is last line of program y is printed here. So, and this is another way if we want to add all these in one line. Here we will use this semicolon. If we want to add all of these, a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2, and c is equal to 3 in one line, uh, we will separate them by this semicolon. And it will execute the value first of all from left 1, 2, and then 3. As it is shown here, the frame function has first value executed at a is equal to 1, and b is equal to 2, and c is equal to 3. So this will run like this. So this is a control flow which flow from top to bottom in a sequence and print a result. So I move towards now another section, conditionals. The Python values true and false are special built-in objects. There are two kinds of values, either true or false. These are called as booleans, either true or false. So if we test a is equal to true, and print it out. I am creating a new file for this in order to avoid any confusions because of previous codes. So I take a value a is equal to 2, I assign a value to a, let's say true, and print it, return true. Print a means type of a. So type of a also we check. It means type of a is bool, means it's boolean, either true or false. In this case it is true. So let's take b is equal to false and print this print of b. False type of a is bool. We can operate with these two logical values using Boolean logic. For example, the logical and operation AND. For example, if we take true and true, logical operations for performing logical operations, logical operators are and not. So we will perform the logical operation in Booleans by true and true. The T should be capital. It means that left side has true and right side has true. That will be true. Okay. For true and false, it will print false. Right side of it is false, so it will print false. If we print false. If we print false and true, it will print false. Means for true and true, it is like plus plus plus, and for true and false, it is like plus minus minus, and false for it is unlike, and false and true it is like minus plus minus. For both true and true, there is also true. Let us take or assign the values. C is equal to A and B. Then print C. If you take A and B, it means C is equal to A and B. What is A? A is here is taken with true and B false. True, false, and print false. There is also logical OR and the negation NOT operators will perform also. Then let us check true or true. between true and false. Not true means false. So if you put not true, it will print false, and for not false, it will print true. True and not false. If we apply true and true, capital T T R U E, true and not false means true and not false. It means true and true. So it will print true. अच्छा जी, let us move to the next section. In computer code, we often need to evaluate some expression that is either true or false, sometimes called a predicate. For example, if we now call let's x is equal to where it's x is equal to himself x is equal to 30, let's take and assign 30 to x and assign 30 to x means मतलब कि x की वैल्यू हम 30 देखते हैं 30 देते हैं तो x is greater than 15 तो x greater than 15 तो ये हमारे पास क्या रिजल्ट आउटपुट देगा ट्रू है ओके जी another example if we take x is equal to let's suppose take 42 x x is greater than 42 let's take first then it will present false because x is not greater than 42 x is equal to 30 now if we take x comparison operator x is same as 30 this means that x is same as 30 dB x is same as 30 x is same as 30 then print it returns true that x the value of x is equal to 30 now if you move to another step if we assign x is same as 42 it will give false okay another step if we say not let us say not x is same as 42 then it will present true or there is also another symbol which is shown not equal to x uh, x factorial equal to which means that x is not equal to 42 so means it is true if we say x is greater than 17 it is false because x the value of x is equal to 30 uh, and then if we say x x is greater than or equal to 30, it will be printed true. These are the uh, different kind of expression, either true or false, based on the relational operators, less than, greater than, equal to, etc. So if now we are moving to another section, that is if then else. The if statement allows conditional execution of code. For example, हम if condition अप्लाई करते हैं जब एक वैल्यू देते हैं किसी वेरिएबल को x इज इक्वल टू 30, फर्स्ट करें हम देते हैं x इज इक्वल टू 30 और x इज इक्वल टू 35, anything 35 and or 34, let's say, and if a is greater than 0, a की वैल्यू 34 है, अगर a greater than 0 हो तो there will be 4 spaces, print a is positive. इसका मतलब है कि अगर a की वैल्यू 34 है, अगर a greater than 0 है, मतलब है प्रिंट कर दे a पॉजिटिव है, तो इसको हम प्रिंट करते हैं तो इधर आई थिंक कॉलन है a इज पॉजिटिव, ये इफ स्टेटमेंट का मतलब है कि एक हम वेरिएबल को वैल्यू देते हैं 34 है जो भी है, तो अगर इफ कंडीशन हम अप्लाई करेंगे कि उसकी वैल्यू अगर ग्रेटर देन 0 है तो उसको प्रिंट करें कि ये पॉजिटिव है, ये इफ स्टेटमेंट होगी। अब जाते हैं नेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट पर। The if statement can also have an else branch which is executed if the condition is wrong. अगर हमारे पास if कंडीशन फेल हो जाए तो दूसरी ब्रांच इसकी else, वो हम दूसरी कंडीशन पर वो यूज करते हैं। Let us say again a is equal to 34 and same it is if a is greater than 0, colon if a is greater than 0, let us take the same it is print a is positive, p of x positive, and अब हम दूसरी कंडीशन ऐड कर लेते हैं कि अगर ये कंडीशन ट्रू ना हुई तो एल्स इसको कहेंगे हम, एल्स colon in the whole executing further, else otherwise print it out a is negative, let's say a इसको हम a is non positive कह लें, a is non positive, a is non positive या फिर नेगेटिव या ज़ीरो, मतलब कि 1 से वैल्यू कम होगी, तो अब हम इसको प्रिंट कर लेते हैं, हमें क्या रिजल्ट देगा, एक a is positive, इसको हम थोड़ा बता देते हैं, मीन्स नेगेटिव और ज़ीरो, ज़ीरो या नेगेटिव होगी या ज़ीरो होगी, तो इसको ब्रैकेट्स में डालते हैं। let's take this example of else statement again. A is equal to 34. Let's say A is equal to 34. Yes. And if condition A is greater than 0, it is the header. A is greater than 0, column, print A is POSIT, and if this condition fails, we will apply the another condition called the else condition, and we will apply the condition of else. Print let's say A is non-positive. Yes. Call this positive. A is non-positive. और इसको मज़ीद एलोपरेट कर लें अगर 1i print it out. There it is. A is positive. Means अगर हम A की वैल्यू 34 देते हैं A greater than 0 में, अगर A greater than 0 ना हो तो अगर ये कंडीशन फेल हो जाती है, फर्ज करें A लेस देन 0 है, तो एल्स स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूट होगी. एल्स स्टेटमेंट को हम इसलिए एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं कि अगर A इफ स्टेटमेंट फेल हो जाए तो एल्स स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूट होगी. फर्ज करें अगर यहाँ पर लेस देन 0 आ जाए तो A is non positive, either it is negative or 0, एग्जीक्यूट होगा. ठीक है जी. तो ये इफ और एल्स स्टेटमेंट को अगर इफ एग्जीक्यूट नहीं होगी तो एल्स एग्जीक्यूट होगी. तो हमारे पास एक और कंडीशन है, इसको हम एज इट इज करेंगे. फाइनली एक और हमारे पास कंडीशन है, देयर इज एलएफ रीड एज, जिसको हम एल्स इफ कह सकते हैं. कीवर्ड एक कीवर्ड है दैट अलाउज चेकिंग फॉर सेवरल एग्जीक्यूशन पॉसिबिलिटीज. फॉर एग्जांपल एक हम नया कोड बनाते हैं, इफ ए इज इक्वल टू लेट्स से a is equal to 70 एंड इफ कंडीशन हमारे पास में है अगर a ग्रेटर देन 0 हो जाए फर्ज करें तो कॉलम प्रिंट करे इस चीज़ को कि a इज पॉजिटिव. तो a इज पॉजिटिव. इस तरह पहले हमने किया, यहाँ पर नंबर को चेंज कर दिया. और एल्स हमारे पास होगी एल्स स्टेटमेंट, वो क्या कहेगी कि a लेस देन 0 है, तो अगर a लेस देन 0 हो, इफ हमें क्या कह रही थी a ग्रेटर देन 0 हो तो प्रिंट करें a इज पॉजिटिव. एल्स हमें क्या कहेगी, तो क्या एल्स में हम क्या कहेंगे कि a लेस देन 0 है अगर, तो आप हमारे पास प्रिंट कर लें a इज नेगेटिव. प्रिंट a इज नेगेटिव. ओके जी. इसके बाद नेक्स्ट स्टेप पर आ जाए. अब लेट्स बल्कि इस स्टेटमेंट को एल्स इफ कहते हैं। तो सेकंड नंबर पर चलती है एल्स इफ, या एल एफ भी इसको हम लिख सकते हैं ELIF। थर्ड नंबर पर जो है वो हमारे पास एल्स होती है एल्स। अगर ये दोनों कंडीशन फेल हो जाए, थर्ड कंडीशन हमारे पास एल्स होगी, तो उसमें हम कह देते हैं कि प्रिंट करें हमारे पास इस चीज़ को ए इज पॉजिटिव। तो ये हमारे पास प्रोग्राम हो गया, मतलब कि ए इज इक्वल टू 17 हमने इसको वैल्यू असाइन की है। इफ कंडीशन को चेक करेंगे, अगर ए ग्रेटर देन 0 है तो कहेगा ए पॉजिटिव प्रिंट करेगा। अगर लेस देन 0 आता है, ए की वैल्यू ए लेस देन है, तो इस चीज़ को प्रिंट करेगा वो ए इज नेगेटिव। अगर हमारे पास दोनों कंडीशन फेल हो जाए तो एल्स स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूट होगा, फिर वो प्रिंट करेगा ए पॉजिटिव। तो यहाँ पर हमारे पास पहली वाली कंडीशन चल रही है तो ए पॉजिटिव प्रिंट करेगा। अगर ये ना चल रही तो दूसरे नंबर पर एल्स की दूसरी स्टेटमेंट है तो ये इसको एग्जीक्यूट करता। तो अगर यहाँ पर हम थोड़ी चेंजिंग कर लें, ए लेस देन 0 करें तो ये क्या रन करता है, ए इज पॉजिटिव, तो ए इज इक्वल टू 0 करें, ये एरर देगा। तो इसको हम लेस देन 0 कर लेते हैं, इसको हम ग्रेटर देन 0 कर लें ताकि हम डिफरेंट रिजल्ट चेक कर लें। मतलब ये है कि ये स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूट नहीं होगी और ये ये एग्जीक्यूट होगी और ये भी एग्जीक्यूट नहीं होगी, एल्स इफ स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएगी हमारे पास। So this is all about the lecture 7. This is all about the lecture 7 screen recording activity and performance of codes. So here I stop the recording and complete my I have completed my all the course content and coding of different programs and topics, conditional main, uh, Python scripts and module, and now conditionals, true and false, booleans, and else if statement, etc. All the portion is covered in the module 7 of class activity, and now it is covered in the practice section. Okay, ji. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.